Yeah, hi everybody. Okay, so finally we're going to create a design using the intervals that we did in that analogous warm, cool kind of interval assignment. So we're going to create a design of your choice using circles only, not ellipses. Remember, we're going to hold down the Shift key. We're going to make sure these are all circles, and we're going to apply a couple of those schemes to this design. I think it's going to be really fun. All right. So here are the intervals. This is what we were working on. This is my color wheel I added, right? I'm going to do File, New, and I'm just going to work at 640/480 just for the sake of convenience. It's still big enough, and I'm going to drag that off so I can look at my schemes while I'm doing my circles. Now, the first thing I want to do is you don't have to use every color. I'm going to use this scheme because we didn't do this one because of time. And I'm going to pick one of these. But first I want to create a design using my warms. And I'm going to start with my color picker to pick that color. Get that in there. And then I'm going to be using my vector shape tool. I'm going to be using my ellipse tool. And you can see I've got my color picked up there, right? Now hold down your Shift key. If you don't hold down your Shift key, you're going to end up with this. And I don't want that. That just a lot of times ends up being squishy looking, right? Now, before I even do that, though, what about my background? Remember, subdivision of the negative space. I've got this little formula for good design. It's like a subdivided negative space with huge, medium, and small shapes that are overlapping, and addressing the edge in a composition. Let me show you what I mean. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a huge circle. Okay. Yeah, why not? All right. And with that color. Now I want to go over and pick another color. I'm going to go to my background layer, get off that. I'm going to pick, some of these colors are going to look really close. I'm going to pick the middle one here. All right. Now, I am going to create, actually, I want to colorize my background. So I'm going to fill. Oh, wow. Now, does it say, does it say that we have to stick with those colors in their original value and saturation? Probably. So this is going to be a pretty hot. I don't know if I like that. Let me go over. These are going to be pretty warm colors. I think it didn't say anything about the color of the background, so I am going to make that black. All right, because it's just too hot. All right, so let's go over and add. Now we want circles to create a composition. So I've subdivided my negative space. I have a foreground and a background. How about a big medium-sized circle? Now, but did I pick a color yet? Well, I've already got that one color in there. Now you notice how I'm addressing the edge. I'm kind of wanting to have this be a window on a world, not a self-contained world. Okay, and then I've got to pick another color. And so I go to I for eyedropper, and there's a nice little orange. And I'm going to go over to there, and I'm going to put that in there, right? So, floating off there. And then finally, I have to figure out, remember, you can play with these in your layers. You can have this be on the top. And then finally, let's see, what do I want? I want, how about 4 circles of the same color? So let's go over and pick another color. Unfortunately, it's going to be really close to the rest of them. Not real wild about that, but what are you going to do? So I'm going to go over to my vector tool, and I'm going to create. I want to create a little focal point. I'm just holding down my Option key to copy and holding down my Shift key to keep them in line. All right, let me shift-click through those to group them, and then this is going to be my little design. All right. So I am going to save that. File save as analogous underscore design. Okay, to the desktop. Boom. All right. Now, what's the next thing I need to do? I could do an image duplicate. Yeah, why not? Image duplicate, and I'm going to name this warm, cool. Okay, so I've got my Analogous over here, and I've got my copy of that Analogous. I named it Warm Cool. So what do I need to do? I need to pick some of these colors. So let's pick this one. So we've got that in our little color chip there. And let's go over to our Warm Cool. Now, I am going to select one of these, and I'm going to apply that color to that design. So how do I do that? I've got my different color in here. Thank you. I've got a different color in here. I've got the color I want here. So I'm going to double click on this. This is a vector object. And I'm going to use my eyedropper to select that and hit OK. All right. So now that's the different color. Let's go over and pick with our eyedropper. Let's pick something that's different so we can see. Remember, we don't have to have all these. Let's pick a purplish kind of a thing there. And then let's go over and pick what we want to be purple. No, let's make it that one. So we've got our purple guy there. All right, color picker. Let's pick that one. I love that. Well, I don't know if I love that. I like it. And then let's use our move tool to select there. Double click. Make sure that color's in there. Ooh, I'm liking the way that creates more of a sense of depth. It's going back because cools tend to recede, right? And then finally, we need another color. How about our most coolest of all cools there? Go over here and let's get our focal point. We're going to select that. Those are grouped, I think. Maybe I have to shift click through. I guess so. Let's see if this works. And boom. Did it pick all of them? No, it only picked the one. So you got to go through each one. I mean, we could. There's things we could do. I just don't want to go into it right now. And then, we could group those, turn them into a smart object, flatten it and everything. So here now we have the colors. Now I have to analyze it. Do I really like that scheme? Warm to cools. I'm wondering whether this guy should be maybe more of a related to the pink. I just don't know. Let me see here. I mean, a lot of times, doing these tutorials, we're going kind of fast, and don't make the greatest designs and stuff. But you guys, you're going to want not necessarily just want to go with like the first thing you make, right? You're going to want to mess around with it and see if, like, for example, I think that this one's more harmonious than that. The colors relate a little bit more. They're still warmish going to coolish, right? Or going to cool, not just cool-ish. Okay? So don't just go with your first pass. Push it around, play with it, live with it for a little while. Don't wait until 3 a.m. to get the work done. Try to make the best design you can. But now what we have are these two designs. So what is the last thing we need to do? We need to put them on one canvas. And so I am going to, and I covered this in another tutorial, but I'm going to save my PSD files with all the layers, and then I'm going to flatten them and drag them onto a canvas. Now I'm not going to go through all those steps right now because I already went through it on another YouTube tutorial that you can find, but let me just show you what the finished product's going to look like. Okay, so I flattened my files, saving my PSD files in case I want to go back and play with them. And I put them on a canvas that I made, I made it 700 pixels wide, right? And I made it 2,000 pixels tall, and then I cropped it, right? And then the last thing I need to do is go over here, and how are we going to label this? Right? 11 pixel Arial. Let's zoom in on that. Oh, we're going to write from, hello, there we go. From top, I've zoomed in. What was it? Analogous. Okay, so 11 pixel Arial, just pick that. From top, Analogous, warm, cool, Jeff Prentice 2011. Now it's ready to do a file, save for web and devices as a high quality JPEG, and you're done.